You ever look into a dog's eyes and feel like they're asking for something, but not food, not attention, something deeper? Not everyone notices it, but once you do, you can't unsee it. From the outside, these dogs are often labeled quickly, too quiet or overly reactive, too unpredictable. People say they're bad, aggressive, or have behavioral issues. It's an easy conclusion. After all, behavior is the only thing we can see. But here's the part most people miss. Some wounds don't show up on the body. There are no scars, no broken bones, nothing a vet scan would catch. And yet, something inside them is still hurting. Their body grows up, but a part of their mind stays frozen in a moment we'll never witness. A moment where a hand didn't mean comfort, it meant pain. Where barking didn't mean communication, it meant punishment. Where trust wasn't safe, it was dangerous. So what looks like fear is memory. What looks like aggression is protection. And what looks like distance is survival. These dogs aren't difficult. They're carrying a story their behavior is trying to tell. A story written long before they ever met you. And maybe the real question isn't, what's wrong with this dog? Maybe it's, what happened to them? But here's where it goes even deeper. What if the dog isn't reacting to what's happening, but to what already happened? Dogs, just like humans, can develop complex trauma. When they've lived in constant fear, their brain doesn't simply move on. It adapts, it rewires. Their nervous system gets stuck in survival mode, always alert, always scanning, always ready. Stress hormones like cortisol don't just spike, they linger. And over time, that state becomes their normal. So things that seem harmless to you, a loud noise, a quick hand movement, a deep voice, even something as ordinary as the smell of alcohol or a broom leaning against the wall don't feel ordinary to them. Their brain tags these as threats, triggers, not because they're dramatic, because they remember. This is why a dog might suddenly freeze, snap, or panic out of nowhere. To you, it feels unpredictable, but to them, it's happening in real time all over again. The danger isn't in the past, it's right here, right now. This is what trauma looks like. In many ways, it mirrors what we call PTSD in humans. They're not being stubborn, they're not trying to be difficult. Their reaction is a survival response, an alarm system that never learned how to turn off. So that overreaction you see, it might actually be a silent cry for safety, disguised as fear. And sometimes, the scariest part isn't the fear you can see. It's the silence. There's a concept in psychology called learned helplessness, first studied by Martin Seligman. It happens when an animal is exposed to pain over and over again with no way to escape, no way to change the outcome. Eventually, something shifts in the brain. They stop trying, not because they've learned to behave, but because they've learned it doesn't matter. So the barking fades, the resistance disappears, the reactions you once saw, gone. And from the outside, it looks like progress. A calm dog, a well-behaved dog, a dog that finally adjusted. But look closer. That stillness isn't peace, it's surrender. Inside, they're not relaxed, they're waiting for the next moment something goes wrong. Because experience has taught them it always does. Their body stays quiet, but their mind never truly feels safe. This is what makes it so easy to misunderstand. We celebrate the silence without realizing what it cost. Because sometimes, a dog isn't calm because it trusts the world. It's calm because it has given up trying to survive it. And even deeper than memory, there's something most people never think about. What if the pain isn't just in their mind, but in their body? Science shows that trauma doesn't simply disappear. It leaves a mark, not just emotionally, but biologically. The nervous system itself changes how it reacts, how it processes stress, how quickly it goes into alarm mode. It's like their entire system has been rewired to expect danger, even in safe moments. So the fear isn't something they can just snap out of. It's something their body remembers. In every flinch, every hesitation, every moment they choose distance over connection, the trauma lives in their cells, in the way their body holds tension, in how their heart races before anything even happens. And that's why healing doesn't follow a simple timeline. You can't rush something that's been built into their biology. You can't demand trust from a nervous system that's learned not to. What they need isn't correction. It's consistency, patience, safety, repeated so many times that their body slowly begins to believe it. Because real healing doesn't happen when the world changes. It happens when their body finally realizes it already has. And then something small begins to change. Not all at once, not dramatically, just a shift. You bring them into a safe home, a soft bed, gentle voices, no shouting, no sudden harm, and still they hide. Behind the couch, under the table, their body tense, eyes scanning, flinching at the smallest sound, because safety isn't something they recognize yet, but one day they come a little closer. Not to you, just near you. Maybe they lie down at your feet, but not touching, still keeping that invisible line they don't dare cross. And it might not look like much, but it is everything. That tiny step, that's courage. For a dog that learned humans bring pain, choosing to stay near one even at a distance is a quiet, powerful victory. It means they've been watching you, studying your tone, your movements, your energy. Dogs read us more closely than we realize, and in their own careful way, they've decided you might be safe. Not completely, not yet, but enough to try. And trust like that isn't given all at once. It isn't loud or obvious. It builds slowly, almost invisibly, measured in inches, in moments, in the space between fear and hope. So if they don't run away today, if they stay just a little closer than yesterday, that's not a small thing. That's the beginning of trust. And maybe this is where everything begins to change. Not in the dog, but in you. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with this dog?" try asking something else. What did this dog go through to become this way? Because once you shift that question, everything you see starts to feel different. The fear isn't defiance. The distance isn't rejection. Every reaction, every hesitation, it's a message. I was hurt. I was betrayed. But I'm still here. I'm still trying. And the truth is, these dogs don't need perfection. They don't need some flawless training method or a miracle fix. They need you, not louder, not stricter, not more controlling, just consistent, calm, present, every single day. Because for a dog that has spent its life expecting pain or abandonment, having someone who simply stays, who doesn't leave, who doesn't hurt, who doesn't give up, that is the greatest form of love they will ever know. Healing doesn't arrive in big, dramatic moments. It shows up quietly. In the first afternoon, they rest their head on your hand and fall asleep without fear. So if this video changed the way you see rescue dogs, share it. Your understanding might be the reason another life gets a second chance. Thank you for watching, and if you see it differently, I'd really like to hear your perspective. Leave a comment below.